I'd like to read you a letter that I've written to the Prime Minister. And I've called this letter. This is thanks to an old friend of mine, Cedric Smith. And the Oscar goes to Stephen Harper, the Right Honourable Prime Minister of Canada. Dear Stephen, I hope you won't find it presumptuous of me addressing you with such informality. But ever since that day in Rollo, Saskatchewan, when you came to shoot your part in an episode of Corner Gas, I felt a certain, collegial empathy with you. I have to say you were pretty good. You know your lines, you hit your marks, you joked with the extras, you didn't take yourself too seriously. I have a great picture taken of us. You're smiling, I'm smiling, everybody in the picture is smiling. We're all having a great time. A bunch of actors and the Prime Minister of Canada relaxing after having done a little cultural work making some Canadian television. We were comrades in arms, treating each other with affectionate respect. So you can imagine my shock, disappointment, and pain that your boot in my privates delivered when you chose to characterize me and my kind as some kind of whining freeloaders on the public purse, contributing nothing to this society or nothing that was of any interest or value to ordinary Canadians. Now, I'm not sure who you mean by ordinary Canadians, but I assume they can't be any of the 1.5 million Canadians that watch Corner Gas every week.
Today, because I'm coming here not just to speak for myself, I'm here to speak for a guy named James. James is the story coordinator for the border. He's 27 years old. He just moved out of his parents' house and got his first apartment. James is there when I get there in the morning. He is there when I leave at night. And he makes not a lot of money. James is not getting the cocktail dresses, let's put it that way. There's another James I just left at the set of the border. James is a key grip. He had a baby last year. He's trying to make his living. He works 14 hours a day. He's always in a good mood, and why would he not be in a good mood? He's one of the few crew people that are working in this city right now. Besides them, I've also got my friend Camilla. She runs a theater company in Toronto. My friend Leslie, who toils at an insurance job, who's just written her first young adult novel. These are all ordinary Canadians. And they, like you, share the same dream. It's a dream of being middle class. That's all. Far from being privileged. Working in the arts industry and the cultural industries in this country means sacrifice. On average, all of you make less than the average Canadian. You certainly, most of you make less than $65,000 a year. You know what that is? That's the salary for a starting MP. Does the arts community in our country receive support from the government? Yes. Yes, it does. So does fishing, mining, healthcare, the auto industry, oil, just about any other industry you can name. People talk about, well, if the culture was any good, market forces could support it. Well, if we've learned anything in the last couple of weeks, it's that market forces can't even support the market. Yeah. Here's the thing they don't tell you. And by the way, I'm glad we're keeping it nonpartisan today. Here's the thing I want to tell you today, my friends. I just wanted to float that. Does it sound creepy when I say it too? Yeah. Here's the thing I wanted to say about the arts industry. It's a good investment. Woo! Every dollar spent on the arts in this country generates 2 more. Those are StatsCan figures. These dollars also go to those who aren't earning a lot. They're not the ones sipping champagne. They're the people renting out Jenny's. They're the people providing craft service. They're the people running hardware stores. Trickle-down economics actually works with the arts industry. It's a good investment. Plus, arts us to create the class of people, original thinkers, that are going to be needed for all the important industries of the 21st century. We're going to need creative solutions, and creative solutions come from creative people. That's why I'm thrilled with the arts as an election issue, even though I'm not thrilled about how it came up. I'm not originally from this country, I'm an immigrant. I'm also the son and the grandson of immigrants. And I know the promise of Canada. There's so much about this country that makes it great. And we often don't talk about it, but when we do, when we talk about it, that is culture. Culture is Canadians talking to each other about the kind of country, the kind of people that we want to be. Home prices are important, yes. So is spending, so is jobs, but so is this. A few years ago, I was lucky enough to spend a little bit of time working in South Africa. It was a mixed crew. There were some Americans, there were some Quebecers, there were some other English Canadians. And one of the things that I found the funniest was watching the Canadians try to convince the South Africans that we were different than the Americans in any way whatsoever. And the Canadians would get so mad, it's like, we're not Americans. And the South Africans would be like, pleasure, sure, you know, they wouldn't buy it. And then somebody would bring up Margaret Atwood. And maybe there'd be a few little pearls of recognition. You know, you talk to the hippie and you'd say, what about Neil Young? And usually he'd smart ass and say, yeah, but he lives in LA. And you go, okay, fine, I'll give you that one. But then, you know what finally sealed the deal? It was a show that aired on the South African Broadcasting Corporation, their public broadcaster, their version of CBC. You know what that show was? Due South. And then they said, okay, we'll give it to you. You're different. So, you know, today you can plug anything in there. You can plug in the grass, you can plug in the Arcade Fire, or Chaos, in my hair, Ron Sexton, or Kenny Spenny, or the Trailer Park Boys. This is who we are. Now, other people today might tell you more about the economic impact, but I think we all understand that times are tough, and tough times mean tough choices. But when times are tough, that traditionally is exactly when society turns to the comfort that storytelling provides. That's when we do our most important work. Sharing stories in words, in images, on stage, in dance, in music. This is how we think. This is how we learn to be Canadian. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for in this election. I am going to tell you to vote, and before you vote, I want you all to search out the facts, and don't let easy rhetoric demonize an entire industry. Culture is not the thing at the bottom of your yogurt. It is not a luxury. Demand an MP who understands that. You can vote with your head and you can vote with your heart in your election. I encourage you to do so. Vote culture next Tuesday. Thank you very much.